Hey everyone, my name is Pritam and you're watching Tech with Pri. Welcome to my channel and I'm back with another exciting technical video. And this is the 29th video of our newly created technical series called ServiceNow Developer. So, in my last video, before I get into it, I'm sorry for uploading this video kind of late, right? I know you guys are waiting for part 7, but trust me, I lost my last instance where I was working, right? But I didn't get any problem because all of my work saved in the repository, right? So if you remembered in the part 3 of this building custom application video, I have shown you, right, how you can use the repository like the GitLab or the GitHub, right? How you can connect with the ServiceNow Studio and how you can use, right? So all of my work was saved there because after making all the video I used to save or commit changes right from the studio. I'll quickly show you how I did it. Okay, so I've got a new instance and I get all of this thing from the repository and everything is working fine. Alright, so if you are also practicing on building custom application, I request you to save it. If you are making different branches for working on different stuff, then also save those branches, right? Or I've shown you already all those steps in my part 3 video. For any confusion, you can watch it, right? So everything is back, so now we can start. Okay, so in the last video, we have understood one of the most important concept while working or building the custom application. This is the ACL. So we have worked on ACL based on different scenario that has been given by TechWithPri, right? We were having some issue, we solved it, we understood where the problem was happening, right? And how ACL is important, field level ACL, table level ACL, all those things, how important it was, we have understood in the last video. And it is a very important one, guys. If you missed that video, I would request you to go and watch the video, okay, and clear your all the doubts. And if you have any confusion, you can always ask me in the comment section. And also I'm going to put the link in the description and you can also find the link here on your screen. So now in today's video, we got another requirement and we are going to work it together. So make sure you watch the full video to understand each and everything, right? Again, this is a part 7 of building custom applications. So if you're new to it, start from the part 1 so that you know what you are doing, you clear all the concept, and let's jump into it. Alright, so this is the PDI you can see I'm currently working on and how I get all those things. So first of all, I'll go to the studio, right? From where we used to open the TechWithPri. So right now, if I scroll down, you can see TechWithPri is there, but it's a new instance. So what I did is that I just click on import from source control, and from here I pasted the URL from the GitLab page, right? It was there. I've shown you, right, how you can do that. And next, I created a credential in the instance. That is very important because you have to create the credential to store the username and password for the GitLab, right? So then I connected it. That's it. And my TechWithPri app is back. So I'm going to click on it and it is open. So already if I do a small recap, so we have created AI devices table to store all the devices information, right? Like smart hat, like the environmental sensor, right? All those stuff. Then we created the device request table. So this is specifically for the device management team to create a device request when they get from offline, maybe, some other way. So they can store the information here by creating a record. And also we have designed these two tables form, right? I have shown you how the form design works, which is very, very important, guys. You're going to use it a lot while working as a ServiceNow developer. Okay. Then inside of the client development, we have worked on client script, right, for our device request table and also on the UI policy. And finally, in the last video, we have dealt with the roles and ACL, right? And also the modules. We have created different modules based on the requirements from the TechWithPri. Now, what we are going to do in today, now we have to work on the area where users, the end users, would be able to request our AI device, right? So they need to request it because we want to stop that old calling process and old, those stuff, storing it Excel data, right? That's the reason we shifted to ServiceNow. Now, very important thing is that the user environment or the form that user going to use to submit the request, right? So yes, you are right. We are going to build catalog item today. And let's see the requirement first. So if I go to the Excel, so this is our requirement, a new tab I have created, catalog item. So this is the requirement from the TechWithPri. These are the fields we have to create for our catalog item. Okay, you can see requester name is the first field, which is a reference type, and also it would be a read-only field. And it will show you can see automatically picks up the current logged in user's full name. So whenever some user will open the form, open the catalog item, automatically the first field requester name will be filled up by his full name. So that logic we have to write. Next, requester's company. So again, once the requester name is automatically filled up, this one will also filled up and it will show the current user's company name. Okay, so the company name information has to be there in the user table, that we will check, don't worry. Then we have the choose your AI device. So definitely what is the device they are looking for, right? They will choose it. So we will do the reference with the, you can see AI devices table. Okay. Then we have to choose the quantity. What are the number of item they're looking for? So it's a single line text field. It's a mandatory, but users are only allowed to type number. So in this field, we have to do certain validation. So if user type any ABCD or anything other than number, then it would display error message that, hey, you should write number only in this field. Okay. Next we have the justification. So user has to provide the justification only if the quantity is more than 3, it will become mandatory. Other than that, user may provide or may not. It's not like mandatory. Okay, that also something we have to deliver. We have to configure. And finally, delivery address field to, just store the delivery address. It's very, very important where the device will deliver, right? From the dispatch management team. Okay, sounds good. Now we are going to implement it. So I'm back in studio and we are going to create the catalog item, definitely, so from the studio only. So I'm going to click on close this thing and I'm going to click on create application file, and from here I'm going to choose the catalog. So you can see catalog item. Okay, so okay, I can't see the field, so it's the 120 110, it's fine. I'm going to click on create. I'll back the zoom on 125. I think it's clearly visible. So now here I have to give the name of the catalog item. Okay, but don't worry, I'm not going to create variables and those stuff in traditional way, but we are going to use something very interesting. So first of all, I have to give the name of the catalog. So maybe order your or maybe order AI devices, something like that. Let me make the D as capital. Looks good. Order AI devices. Catalog, there is no requirement for defining a new catalog, so we are gonna do the existing one, service catalog. This is the out of the box. Okay, order AI devices, and then category we will choose. So AI devices is something that we can put inside of the hardware. All right, so item details, so you can order your, okay, so maybe we will just later we can do the stuff description and also add picture, and the pricing part also we will deal it later, don't worry. I'm gonna click on submit and our request item is created. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that we can just come here and click on variables and start creating new variable, which is going to be board. We are going to do some more graphical way, and this is the edit in catalog builder. So again, I have shown you how catalog builder works in my ServiceNow system administrator playlist, right? Again, I'm going to put the link in the description. So if you have any confusion configuring this stuff, you can go and watch it out. All right, so order AI devices, so this is our name, and then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on continue to location. So it is in the service catalog, and the category is hardware, which is fine, and I'm going to go to continue to questions. That's what we need to do. We need to provide questions. So I've already opened that in the I mean all the questions in the tab, so that I can quickly just take it, quickly just see it. So first one is the requester name. It would be a reference field, read only. So I will just click on insert new question. Question type would be reference, that means choice, and subtype would be reference, and it would be requester name. So requester name, automatically name will come up. So this is the label and this is the name, guys. Make sure you careful on that. So it's a read only field. Okay, and it will look like this. It is showing it here. I'll go to the additional details, and here inside of the source table I need to put the table information from where it will take. So it will take from the sys user table. So sys underscore user. I'll come down here, it should user table, and right now I'm not configuring anything, so I'll just click on insert questions. However, we have a validation here, I mean like the requirement that automatically it will pick up the current logged in user's email. Okay, but that part I'll configure later. First of all, let's create all those fields. So I'm gonna click on the next one. Next one would be the requester's company. Okay, and here it should automatically picked up based on the requester name. It should automatically pick up the company from the user table record. So I'm gonna click on the, it is the choice again, record reference. So requester company, okay, name is here, and it would be again a read only field. Continue to additional details. Source table would be the core company, so that's the name of the company table, right? By default we have, and again no default value. But if I go to the auto populate, so now here is the thing. So what I want is that this auto populate feature is very powerful one. Okay, it saves a lot of time to not write a script. So we want whatever the whatever the, what it calls the requester name, based on the requester name automatically the company will pop up. So if the requester is from TechWithPri, the company name will automatically pop up TechWithPri. Okay, again it's a read only field, so you don't need to change it. So automatically whenever user will load the form, two things will just filled up dynamically. First one is the user's name, second one the company. So how the company will come up? Based on the requester selection. So in auto populate option here, you will always you will always be able to choose only the reference field. So requester name is a reference field, right? We already configured, and from requester name in the sysuser table, I want to use the company field. That's it. Okay, done. Nothing here. I'm going to click on insert question. Done, and later we will test it, don't worry. Next we will see what we have. Choose your AI device. It's also reference field, mandatory. So new question, choice, reference record, and it should be choose your AI device. This is a very very important one, right? This is where user will define what they are looking for. Choose your AI, choose your AI device. It's fine. The name, it's a mandatory one, not read only. And here the source table would be the AI devices that we have created, right, to store all the devices details. So I'm going to click on insert question. Okay, so next we have to use the choose quantity, and it's a single line text, mandatory. And this validation user only can choose number. We can do it later. So I'm gonna choose first. So it's a text, so it should be a single line text, and choose quantity. Okay, it's fine, and it's also a mandatory field. They have to mention the quantity, and based on the quantity also we have other fields to fill up, which is the business justification. So by default business justification would be there, but it would be mandatory if the quantity is more than 3. Okay, so it will be a multi-line text. So business justification may not fit in a single line. Okay, so business justification, that's I'm gonna write. Okay, so I'm not gonna make it mandatory because by scripting we are gonna do that. So I'm gonna click on insert question. And lastly, we have the delivery address. Again, it's a multi-line text and mandatory. So final question, it's a mandatory one, and that's it. I'm gonna click on insert question. So all the questions we have added successfully. So I'm gonna click on continue to settings. Here I don't want the add card, add to wish list, quantity selector, it's fine. Hide delivery time, no requirement, we can add it later also. I'm going to click on access. Who can access it, who may not. So there is no requirement as of now from TechWithPri to configure that, so we are not going to do that. I want to click on continue to fulfillment and continue to review and submit. So maybe I want to see the preview just quickly how it looks like. So it looks like okay, how we expected. So I'm going to click on close here, and I'm going to click on submit. So all the questions has been created successfully. So I'm going to close the tab. I'll go back to the studio, and you can see it is publishing now. Soon the status will get changed, and now the variables are not here. So I'm going to click on just refresh. Okay, and here you can see catalog item is there. I think it's still refreshing. It's still publishing, I believe. You can see it's still publishing. The item is in the process of being published. Please do not edit the item. Okay, so again I refreshed it after maybe few seconds, and then it is done. Now it's not showing any mode, sysID kind of stuff. So you can see now it's published state, okay, and we can see all the variables are there. Now we have to work on the validation. So the first requirement is the requester name will automatically pick up the current logged in user. So for that I'll just click on that, and in a new tab it will open, so I don't need to worry, I can just go back here anytime. So that's the advantage of working on Studio. So we have this one, the question is requester name. So here in the default value I'll just configure one-liner scripting by using the GS method, guess it. So I'm going to write JavaScript first, and then here I'm going to type GS, which is a global object for glide system class, right? And I'm going to use a method called get user ID. So again, in my glide system video I have explained all the methods, I mean not all the, but most of them, important one, right? So if you miss that one, if you have any confusion, you can go and watch it out. Again, I can put the link in the description, and I will. So done, get user ID. So get user ID will just get the sysID of the current logged in user, and it's a reference field, so it will display the name. Let's see, I'm going to click on update. Now I'll go here, and I won't get the try it option here, so I'll maybe go to the maintain items. You can see order AI devices, that's our catalog, and from here I will go try it, and I'll open the page so that you can see. Oh, yeah, already it's done. You can see the requester name is automatically coming up, system administrator, and the requester company is automatically coming up because we have set up the auto populate field. So now if I go to the user table, you'll be able to see the company of system administrator is TechWithPri. So I will go to the sys_user.list. So whatever the company will be mentioned for the user, that company will come up. Okay, so make sure if you are configuring it in your PDI, make sure all of these people that you are going to use, right? So they have a company, right? You can see in the company field, I have stored TechWithPri. Okay, and this information is coming from the core company table. All right, pretty cool. And fine, so it is working, both of the fields working fine, we have checked it, pretty cool. Now for the AI devices, these details will come from the AI devices table, so it is working fine. Okay, now quantity, it is very important. Now you can see I can write anything in the quantity, like mixed number and all those kind of stuff, and the alphabets, but this has to be only number. I cannot put any other alphabet, any other letter. If I just change it here, it should show me an error message that, hey, you cannot put any word here, right? You have to put number. So for that, you can see whenever I will type something and I will come back here. So whenever I'll type something, then only it will work. I mean, when I'll move from this field, right? So that means when I'm changing the field behavior. So that should be on change client script that we need to do. So this is how you have to think, right? While also working for your client, this is how you have to think. So I will go to the studio again because it's very simple working in studio. I'll come here, I will go to the, where it is, the catalog client script. I'm going to click on new, and we are going to name it as so we can put like field validation or something like that. Validation. All right, applies to a catalog item. Type would be on change, right? And the variable would be the choose quantity. Okay, so now here I'll come down. First of all, I will create a variable to take the quantity. Okay, again I can use the new value one, but yeah, I am just trying to show you from different way we can use it. So g_from, so I'm gonna use g_from dot get value, right? And here I need to put the choose quantity. That's the name of the field, quantity. Yes, make sure okay, it's done. And then what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna check if, now here I'm gonna do something very interesting. Okay, so now is NaN. So NaN stands for not a number. So if the field is not a number, which field? It is the field choose quantity. Field choose quantity. So the value of choose quantity, which is in the quantity, we have already stored it. So I'm gonna put the thing here. So if it is true, so if it is not a number, then it should throw an alert message mentioning, hey, you can only put you can only put numbers in this field. All right, that's it. We can just test it. So I'm going to click on submit to submit our client script. So this is a catalog client script, guys. This is not the normal client script that we did. This is happening inside of the catalog request item, catalog item that we have created. Now if I go here and if I refresh it to test it, so requester company is coming fine. AI devices quantity. Now if I try to something like number, not a number, and then if I just try to move, you can see, hey, you can put number in this field. You can only put numbers in this sorry, you can only put numbers in this field, right? So I'm going to click on OK. So now if I just type 1 2 3, you see it works. Okay, so now another thing we have to configure, and we can configure in the same client script, is the whenever the quantity is more than 3, then the field becomes mandatory. Okay, so if I just go back to the client script, right? So in this if condition, it is checking that whether it's a number or not. So if it is not a number, then it will throw an error. So I'm going to type then what will happen to else. So what will happen if it's a number? So if it's a number, then it will check that whether the number is greater than 3 or not. So now if I check, because in the quantity the value will store. So if quantity is greater than 3, right? That was the requirement. It has to be greater than 3. Then the business justification will become mandatory. So come here and g_form dot set mandatory, and here I'm going to put the name business justification. I believe that's the name of the variable, and it would be mandatory as true. That's it. So let's see if that works or not. Click on update, and I really like the way it's quickly saved, you know. I mean, by clicking on update, if you work on a platform view, you don't do that, right? If you do that, it will redirect you to the previous page. So that's a problem. So I'm gonna come here again and I'll try to refresh it. So if I'll type just a letter, it won't work. So then I will type 4, which is more than 3. I'll come here. You can see it is working. I thought first that I had to convert it to a number maybe because it's a string, but it works great. Now I will see one more thing. Now if I just type 4, it is important, fine. So if I just type 3, it is still important. I mean, it's still mandatory, right? If I type 1, it is still mandatory. So that means here in the client script, if quantity is greater than 3, then it's mandatory is fine. Other than else, if it is not greater than 3, for that it should not be mandatory. So g_form set mandatory of the same field business justification would become false. Alright, so I'm gonna click on update now. I'll come here, I'll refresh it, and let's try to put this time all of the thing, AI devices as well as quantity. So first I will put 1, business justification is not mandatory, which is fine. Then I'll put 3, again the requirement is more than 3, so I'll put 4. Now you see it becomes mandatory. Now if I go back to 2, it's not again. Alright, so based on the TechWithPri requirement, our work is done. Now very importantly, like I told you, you should not miss out this step. Click on source control and click on commit changes. It is very, very important you do that. You can see there are so many commit changes are waiting for me. And then I'm going to click on continue, and I'll put some comment like maybe class, and I'm going to click on commit 10 files. So this is a practice, you have to do it so that you should not have problem like me. However, I restored it, but you know, I was intense. I forgot that I have saved it in the repository. So however, everything is working fine. So we are done with the part 7, guys. In the next part, we are going to work inside of the flow designer, and we are also going to configure the pricing stuff, okay, inside of this catalog. Alright, so this is it guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and families so that it can reach out to many people. See you in my next video. Bye bye. Take care.